Ukrainian drones are much better than their Western counterparts when it comes to deep destruction, since the manufacturers have direct contact with the battlefield. An officer and co-founder of the 14th Regiment of Unmanned Aerial Complexes with the call sign Fidel told UP about this in a conversation. It all started with flying lawnmowers. Now we work on modified lawnmowers. It seems that the technology has not changed dramatically, but the story is already working when quality depends on quantity. Now we see a serious breakthrough in our systems due to the fact that the state directs a lot of resources, intelligence, energy, and provides opportunities for development, he noted. According to the military man, it is impossible to achieve success in development without technical support for the means, research and development work, and production. The defenders realized from their first attempts to work with certain products that each of them must first be broken down into parts to see where and how a certain part works, as well as what needs to be changed, because one of the main challenges we are facing now is the acceleration of changes from the battlefield to the manufacturer. Our drones are better than Western analogues. If we are talking about deep defeat, then this is 100% true, because the manufacturers have contact with the battlefield. It is clear that they do not go on all missions, but they have fast, high-quality feedback. Only this works, Fidel explained. The battalion commander of the 1st Battalion of the 14th Separate Regiment of Unmanned Aerial Systems, an officer with the call sign Casper, agreed with him. According to the military man, his regiment currently uses approximately 80 to 90% of domestically produced drones, and the remaining 10% are foreign-made. But at the beginning of working with drones, everything was the other way around. Foreign means are now somewhere around Toyota, and Ukrainian ones are already Mercedes. Ours are simply head and shoulders above. All this success is due to the fact that we have constant feedback. We are constantly modernizing. And our manufacturers are really cool. They always listen. I have a direct connection with them. I immediately say what is wrong. Such and such an unpleasant thing happened, and we need to fix it quickly. And our manufacturers are very flexible. They get into it, and the next batch comes to us with modernization, the military man noted. Casper added that at present, thanks to this, it is not a problem for Ukrainian defenders to hit any enemy object. Not only do the drones reach the military modernized, but they are also specially trained people with experience who understand how to calculate the route so that the drone flies where it needs to. We are not fully supplied yet, but manufacturers are increasing their capacity normally, so I think that by the end of the year, we will reach full supply. The enemy is counter-attacking. It is no longer the case that you fly a certain distance threshold and there is no air defense. There is object air defense. There is powerful electronic warfare at objects. Therefore, now we need to understand the tactics of use, how to calculate the number of means, what kind of means, so that in the end, the required percentage of drones reaches the target. And even 20 to 30% at the object creates such chaos that it will not seem like a little, he added.
U.S. forces have carried out a series of strikes on a government compound used by the Houthi movement in Yemen's northwestern Kyiv province. This was reported by the rebels' health ministry representative Anis al-Asbahi. The American enemy launched 4 strikes on a government compound in the Al-Hazm district of Al-Jawf province, al-Asbahi wrote on his X page. He did not specify whether there were any casualties or wounded as a result of the shelling. On March 15, the United States, under orders from President Donald Trump, began launching massive strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. According to the U.S. Central Command, the operation is aimed at protecting American interests and ensuring freedom of navigation. In response, The Ansar Allah movement twice attacked the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman in the northern Red Sea using missiles and drones. According to the latest data from the Houthi government's Ministry of Health, 53 people have been killed and at least 98 injured as a result of U.S. strikes in Yemen. The Yemeni Houthis announced that they attacked the American aircraft carrier Harry Truman in the Red Sea twice a day. During the attack, which lasted several hours, ballistic and cruise missiles and drones were used, according to the statement of the group. The Houthis claim that the American warplanes were forced to turn back after that. The attack on the aircraft carrier and its accompanying ships was a response to the aggression of the United States against Yemen, the Houthis said. The U.S. Central Command did not comment on the attack. In a tweet published on the night of March 17, it reports that the operation, which was launched by the American military against the Houthis on March 15, is ongoing. A representative of the U.S. Defense Ministry told Fox News that American warships shot down more than 10 Houthi drones targeting the aircraft carrier strike group, long before they became a serious threat. The Houthis said Sunday they fired 18 ballistic and cruise missiles and a drone targeting the U.S. carrier USS Harry S. Truman and its warships in the northern Red Sea. According to Associated Press, Houthi military spokesman Brig General Yehia Sari said in a statement that the attack was in response to more than 47 U.S. airstrikes on rebel-held areas across Yemen, including the capital, Sana'a, and the province of Sada. The Yemeni armed forces will not hesitate to target all American warships in the Red Sea and in the Arabian Sea in retaliation to the aggression against our country, he said. The United States and the Houthis are both vowing escalation after the U.S. launched the airstrikes to deter the rebels from attacking military and commercial vessels on one of the world's busiest shipping corridors. U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday vowed to use overwhelming lethal force until the Houthis cease their attacks, and warned that Tehran would be held fully accountable for their actions. The Houthis have repeatedly targeted international shipping in the Red Sea, sinking 2 vessels, in what they call acts of solidarity with the Palestinians in Gaza, where Israel has been at war with Hamas, another Iranian ally. The attack stopped when an Israel-Hamas ceasefire took hold in January, a day before Trump took office, but last week the Houthis said they would renew attacks against Israeli vessels after Israel cut off the flow of humanitarian aid to Gaza this month. There had been no Houthi attacks reported since then, until Sunday. The Houthi Health Ministry said the U.S. strikes killed at least 31 people, including women and children, and wounded over 100 in the capital of Sana'a and the northern province of Sada, the rebel stronghold on the border with Saudi Arabia. The airstrikes were one of the most extensive attacks against the Houthis since the war in Gaza began in October 2023.